Hello, my name is Shweta Natu. I take economics at Srishti. So today we are going to discuss topic which is right written over here, that is Human Development Index. So let's see what this topic is. This topic is not only important for 11th standard but also important for all the studies which you are going to do in your future, maybe it for MPSC, UPSC, or maybe you are going from TYBA or you are going for TYBCom. This topic is everywhere. So let's understand what this Human Development Index is. So as you can see here, I have already asked a question like, what is Human Development Index? So if you give a thought about it, I think you will tell me that it's so easy. What is there to learn about it? Like, it's as written, Human Development Index. It is an index which is going to talk about human development. But there are more aspects of it. Then why we are learning this? Then a little bit history about it. Earlier, there was a confusion between growth and development. Like exactly what growth is and what development is, or whether they are the same ones. Okay, then economists had discussion over it. Some economists said that there is no difference between growth and there is no difference between development, they are one. But later on, as there were more thoughts came in, then there is a thin line they draw in between growth and development. So what is this line? Growth is natural, and development, which is when you add some efforts for its betterment, that is something called as development. Then why we are learning this? What is human development and what is human growth? So growth is very natural. Like we always say child grow, okay, or children grow. Why we say it? Because it's natural. But in case of development, after a certain age, you need to decide that what extra things or what extra efforts you need to develop your brain, and that is why we call development. Okay, let's come back to this topic. Then what this mean by like Human Development Index? Earlier, whether the nation is developed or not was decided on the basis of wealth. Okay, so wealth, the country which has more wealth, that country is more developed, and the country which has less wealth, that is least developed. That was the clear bifurcation. But later on we have understood that it is not the only criteria. Okay, ultimately who created this wealth? This wealth is created by humans. So are you getting this? Like wealth cannot be the only option or only parameter which can measure human development, or for that matters development of the nation. So what is important? That it should be human centric. Whether humans are developed or not, how we are going to calculate that? For this, the introduction of Human Development Index was taken place. So what it is? A brief idea over here, that it measures the quality of life. We are going to talk about in detail in coming slides. It is prepared by UNDP, which is nothing but the United Nations Development Program. It was firstly developed in 1990, and today also it is taken care by the UN body, that is United Nations body, who developed Human Development Index. Familiar faces? Maybe one of these at least. Okay, so Amartya Sen, Indian origin, Nobel winner, economist. So Amartya Sen and Pakistani economist Mahbub ul Haq, they both have invented this Human Development Index, which is later on incorporated with UNDP, and then firstly the report got published in 1990. There is some additional contribution is also done by the Meghanand Desai. Okay, so Indians, so I have just put photos over here. So what they mention, that what are the real indicators of Human Development Index? Definition wise, it is the process of widening people's choices as well as raising the level of well-being achievement. Okay, so as we are going to go deep into this concept, we are going to understand this definition even more clear. Let's see the journey of these indexes. So it is a path. That is how we have reached to this parameter, that this is the ideal parameter to measure human development. Initially we thought of measuring it in terms of national income. Then we just thought of the country which does more welfare, that will be more developed, and the country which does less welfare is less developed. Then there is occupational distribution, occupational patterns are taken into consideration. Then per capita income, physical quality life index, and then the last one, that is human development index, about which we are talking right now. So there are three parameters which they have given, as you can see here. First is longevity, second one is educational attainment, third one is standard of living. So what is longevity? Longevity, it means life expectancy at birth. That is the number of years a newborn infant is expected to live. Now if the question is that whom you will call infant is 3 months, 6 months, then ideally this definition gives this information also, that is a newborn, when a baby borns, after that 28 days when that baby borns, that is something that is called as a newborn infant. So longevity measures that life expectancy at birth, that is a number of years a newborn infant is expected to live. That is the first parameter. Second one which we have, that is educational attainment. In human development, if we are going to talk about, after health, what comes next is education. So it has also given very importance in construction of human development index. There are two things which are measured under educational attainment. First is mean years of schooling, that is average number of years of school education received by people aged at 25. Now in India, at aged 25, this number is very less in comparison with US, UK for that matters. Second criteria which is given, that is which is expected years of schooling, that is number of years of schooling that a child of school entrance age can expected to receive. Okay, clear from this? Moving towards the next parameter, that is standard of living. Now how to measure standard of living? Then there are parameters which are given. GDP, which is nothing but the gross domestic product or gross national income with respect of PPP, that is purchasing power parity. Let's understand what is this purchasing power parity. This is the example. Let's assume that there is 1 USD, that is 1 US dollar is equal to 70 rupees. It means for buying 1 US dollar, we have to pay 70 rupees. Now, let's say that there is one coffee. In US, it is for 1 USD. And in India, it is available for 30 rupees. Now, how much $1 can buy cups of coffee in India? Easy calculation. Minimum 2, correct? So can we say this, that standard of living is high in India? No, that is why this but is written over here. Why no? Can you answer? Do think about it. Okay, so this is what purchasing power parity is. Okay, even though you can buy 2 cups of coffee in India but 1 coffee in US, still it is not the only parameter, or this is not the right definition of purchasing power parity. Then how we measure it? We measure it in terms of dollars to dollars. Like for buy $1 we have to pay 70 rupees. Vice versa, for buying 70 rupees they hardly require $1. That is something called as purchasing power parity. Okay, another example. If I tell you that I give you 100 rupees and I give you $100, buy whatever you want to. How many things you can buy in 100 rupees and how many things you can buy in $100? Definitely $100 will give you more number of goods than the 100 rupees. That is what is purchasing power parity. So after seeing this example, if you think that $1 US and there is only one coffee we get, and in 30 rupees we can buy $2 or 2 cups of coffee in India, then maybe our this standard of living is high, then you are wrong. It is measured on the basis of that how many products you can buy with the same amount, with the same number of money. So this is what standard of living, which is the third parameter. How it is calculated? There is a mathematical calculation ultimately on the basis of which it is calculated. So its formula which is given, which is nothing but the geometric mean, which is under root. We do the multiplication of all these 3 parameters together, that is longevity, educational attainment and standard of living, and after that the number which we receive, it should be between scale 0 to 1. Okay, so always remember, human development index is measured between scale 0 to 1. 1 is most developed and 0 is least developed. Okay, so this report every year is prepared by the UNDP. You can go online on the UNDP site where you can find the ranking for every year. Current ranking of India is 131, whereas for longer period of time, who stands first as per the HDI index, that is nothing but the Norway. So yes, this is all about Human Development Index. I hope this concept is clear to you completely. Thank you so much. So we are Srishti classes. We are based in Pune. We take private classes and my number is below. For inquiry, you can call me on the given number. Thank you.